This year we're celebrating the 9th annual Bradley Family Summer Reunion, visiting Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. While the rest of the family elected to fly into Chicago for some pre-reunion sightseeing, we decided that we would drive, and so headed east on Colorado 83 to Lyman, then took Colorado 71 north to Brush, and US 34 east to the border with Nebraska. In Nebraska, we continued to follow US 34 east to Grand Island, where we spent our first night. We left home under rather threatening skies, but by the time we reached Brush, the skies had turned blue and stayed that way for the rest of the day. On day 2, we left Grand Island and continued along US 34 to the Iowa border. In Iowa, we continued along 34 to Iowa 71, which we took north to US 30 and then took that east into Ames, where we spent the night. As we traveled through Nebraska and most of Iowa, what we saw horizon to horizon were fields of corn or sorghum. They look somewhat alike, although once in a while you'd see that varied with a field of soybeans, as we see here. A break from that environment came near the town of Audubon, Iowa, where we saw the 30-foot high, 20-ton bull Albert. And here is Eileen giving you a contrast in terms of size of the bull. On day 3, we continued east from Ames on US 30 and then took US 218 and Iowa 150 north to US 20, which we followed into Dubuque and the border with Wisconsin. But before we left Iowa, we made a couple of stops. The first, about 20 miles west of Dubuque, was in the town of Dyersville, known as the location where the baseball movie Field of Dreams was shot. However, what we came there to see was the Basilica of St. Xavier, the only basilica in the United States not in an urban area. Here's a view from the back of the church looking up toward the altar. And here's a close-up of the altar area itself. This is the side panel to the right of the altar. And this is the side panel to the left of the altar. Here from the altar, we're looking back toward the organ loft and the rose window above it. And here are the confessionals in the back of the church. And here are a couple of pictures of the stained glass windows. Our second stop in Iowa was in Dubuque at Eagle Point Park, where we had our lunch and then walked over to take a look down the bluff at the Mississippi River, Wisconsin on the other side. And here we see the locks and the dam above them, and then the lower Mississippi River leading down toward Illinois on the far side. And if we look here, we see that the river is pretty low right now and shallow on the east side. From Eagle Point Park, this is looking north on the Mississippi River, and this is looking south on the Mississippi River toward Illinois. Looking south, we see the bridge of US 151, which we will soon be using to cross into Wisconsin. We followed US 151 across the Mississippi River into Wisconsin and then took Wisconsin 3111, County Road X, US 14, and some local roads into Fontana on Geneva Lake, where we met up with the rest of the family coming in from Chicago. The next morning we all went down to Fontana Beach, and while some of us settled in the shade on the lawn behind the beach, Bob and the Chamarels headed for the water. And Eileen wet her knees in Geneva Lake.
Geneva Lake.
Here we have Em teaching Lucy to swim. And this is a view of all of Fontana Beach, and Bob throwing children in the water. The next day was the 4th of July, and in the morning we went for a walk in the Hildebrand Conservancy, a wooded area about a block from our rental house. Nora and Amy seemed to be enjoying the conservancy. Nearby was the Fontana Fen, a low-lying piece of land left to grow with its native plants, and with a path that leads through it so that you can walk around and look at the various different plants that are there and the flowers. Not too far from the fen was Fontana's Big Frog. In the afternoon, some of us walked down to a nearby elementary school and used their lawn to play some croquet.
Nice job. Got the croquet shark over here.
Oh yeah. She never won as a kid.
But look at her now.
She was just setting us up for those 30 years. Yeah, you ready to bet? Is it me?
She's out there at 11 o'clock.
I am. And neighbor's like, what's that pounding I hear?
Oh, she's frustrated again.
I'm impressed it's not too hot for them. Yeah. Ooh, set yourself up.
I know.
No, for good.
In the evening, we walked back down to the beach in order to see the fireworks that started at 9:30. It's now 8:30, and you can see that there's a number of other people who had the same idea we did. While we waited, the chamarels headed back for the water. Then it was time for the fireworks. That's it.
Those are my days. Time to go home. Yay!
Like that.
What do you think? Are they fun?
Lighting fireworks.
Fun. Jackson's gonna be the fireworks.
No, I'm not. Not on a boat. So I can't run.
You can swim. You got it? Yes, definitely.
Oh, we can go.
Whoa, did you say it was a red, white, and blue?
Look at that.
Fireflies.
Oh. They keep hitting each other.
Low.
They come out a different color on my screen. Yeah.
Can you take a time lapse of this? Oh, can you take a time lapse?
When we did the Northern Lights in Alaska,
Yeah.
they were totally there on M's phone and they actually
A lot more white, and what shows up here.
When they come up.
On the morning of the 5th, we drove to the other side of the lake in the town of Lake Geneva, and this is the beach at Lake Geneva. It appears that the teenagers in Lake Geneva get summer jobs raking seaweed out of the lake. And here we have a family out for a little swim in the lake. Just east of the town of Lake Geneva, we took a walk along a path that leads along the side of the lake and looked back at these mansions that were built in the 1920s and earlier. In the evening, as Bob began to prepare our barbecue chicken, it began to rain, but he muddled on through. On our last full day in Lake Geneva, it began to rain, but there were rainy day activities as well. Here we are playing a little cards. A break in the rain sent most of us off for ice cream. And then there were the famous 2025 Indoor Olympics. And here's the first event.
You got this then.
This is marching band. Just think marching band.
I think we're making our comeback, guys.
We're doing all right.
You got this.
Oh, you got it.
I have a pointy head.
We still have a chance. We still have a chance.
I think I got
You want to do it?
it. No, you need to get a point for the fan band though. Maybe
We
Nora
need
can do
you-
it.
We need you to get a point.
Can Nora do it for Lucy?
Can you do it for us?
Drop it a few times.
Yeah.
Yay! It's a
All right, go.
one hand. Yeah, there you go. Oh, one hand.
Yeah,
Nora.
wow, good job. All right, so
Sorry.
this Cheerio catch.
Well, go get the Cheerios.
Go get Cheerios.
People.
So each person's gonna get to throw 4 Cheerios, and they're throwing it into a teammate's mouth.
Oh, gosh.
For each, you get 1 point for each one made it into a mouth.
If you
Here's Chaz having just missed a Cheerio thrown poorly by yours truly.
wait a minute.
Gee.
Can I
close
move
are
to
my
catch
hands?
it? Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just gonna place it
Okay,
in
ready?
her mouth.
One. Oh! Yes, don't spit it out.
Yes, eat it, please.
What about a slow eater?
It's leftover day.
If you throw up, you're disqualified.
She's got some jaw problems, folks. Oh, man!
Oh, so close.
All right, 1 point. Okay.
Yeah, I did it. I did it.
Right.
When the starting pitcher can.
Like that? Maybe underhand it?
Sure, I don't really care.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Oh,
nice
so
try.
Close.
Nice!
1 point.
Nice!
Wait, you got one more.
One more. Okay, ready?
There's no way.
And bounce off my tooth and then cut my hand.
No.
You can eat it. Hey,
Whiskey Diet Coke?
Did you get it?
Commitment.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh.
and I'm licking the wall. Hold on. Dora's looking. To me. Up high.
One. Nice job, Hank.
That was a
Tough
Can we do
to
that? Can we redo that one?
Oh, nice try.
And the nose.
2 points in the nose. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Got it.
Jen and Eileen are preparing for the balloon drop, and here we see the balloon dropping toward the ring below the second store balcony. Another break in the rain allowed us to take our annual group picture. A two-fisted toast from James led to our farewell dinner. In the morning, we posed for our annual departure picture, and then we were off. We retraced our arrival route over southern Wisconsin, crossed the Mississippi River into Dubuque, Iowa. There we took Iowa 3 west, stopped to see the world's largest strawberry, and then made our way down south to US 20, which we followed into Fort Dodge, Iowa, where we spent our night. Here we are crossing the Mississippi River from Wisconsin into Iowa. Well, we're in Strawberry Point, Iowa, home of the world's largest strawberry. It's up here, right above their police station. And here, for comparative purposes, comes Eileen to get underneath the largest strawberry. And that night in Dodge City, we're having a shrimp dinner in our motel room. The next morning, we took US 20 west and then US 59 and Iowa 175 southwest into the town of Decatur, Nebraska. In Nebraska, we went west on Nebraska 51 and US 275, then south on US 81, and then Iowa 91 and Iowa 2 west to Thedford, where we spent the night. We got into Thedford early, so took a walk down a dirt road near our motel and got this picture of the Middle Loop River looking east and west. Then Eileen got this picture of me looking befuddled at the size of the beef stew dinner we had. On the last day of our trip, we took Nebraska 2 west to Alliance, then turned south on US 385 and Nebraska 19 to the Colorado border. Once in Colorado, we took Colorado 113 south to Colorado 138 and that west into Sterling, where we had our lunch. From Sterling, we took US 63 south to US 36, which we took west to Colorado 71, and then took that south to Lyman, and from Lyman we took Colorado 86 home, and the trip was over.